What's going on, guys? Homicide here. And as you can tell probably by the title, I'm going to be talking about the new coaching change. Well, not necessarily coaching change, but the firing of Mike Brown. It was announced today, November 9th, around 9 a.m. from what I've heard, Pacific time. And honestly, from my opinion, I never liked Mike Brown. I didn't care for him much when he was at Cleveland. I thought he let the players run the team too much. He wasn't assertive enough. Now, I'm sure he seems like he's a super nice guy and everything. I'm sure his basketball IQ is beyond my level and anyone's level. I'm sure he knows the game like no other. But when you have a team that was $100 million payroll and you're 1-4, actually 1-12 if you count the preseason, and you got kicked out of the second round of the playoffs last year, something's going wrong. Something's not working. So I predicted the change to come if things didn't get better, but I did not expect it to be this soon. This was pretty sudden, in my opinion. I think it's a little premature, honestly, because in fairness to him, he's only had the true starting five on the court for 1.5 games. And that is because Steve Nash obviously got hurt, and then he played one game and then got hurt like before the second half, or maybe right after the second half, and or the first half, I mean. So it's not completely fair to him, in my opinion. There went that 360-20 load, baby. But like I said, I don't know if it was fair. But I never liked him, like I was saying, because I think that he's too nice of a guy. And I think it was time for a change, because with a $100 million payroll, like I was saying, that the Lakers have, this team wasn't built to be assembled to win later. It was built to win now, and now only. Because Dwight Howard's a free agent at the end of the year. He can go wherever he wants. Again? Replay. But, and Steve Nash, I mean, he's got a 3-year contract with the Lakers. I think it's around $27 million. And Kobe's got 2 years left on his contract, which he ain't going nowhere. But you know what I'm saying? Like, Kobe's getting up in age. Steve Nash is 38. Kobe's 34. Gasol's 32, I believe. World Peace is around the same age. So is Gasol. Howard's the youngest starter at 26, I believe. So his team was built to win now, No, I didn't predict them to be, just absolutely dominate. I don't even think they would have the best record in the West. I mean, they have the potential to do it, but I don't think they will. I think you're going to look at San Antonio as the best again. San Antonio or the Clippers, actually. That's my second best team, I believe. But it's done. It's over. Actually, I'm glad, because I was getting really frustrated, because I'm a Laker fan. I'm a true Laker fan. I'm not a Fairweather fan. I'm a real one. And it was frustrating as heck to just sit here and watch the Lakers night after night struggle. First game they lose because they can't make a damn free throw. Second game they lose because they turn it over 22 times or 19 or something. I mean, it's just silliness, and that goes with team chemistry. But there's a point when team chemistry can only be the excuse so far. And I believe that it was the players just didn't seem to have the motivation out on the floor, like they weren't connecting with on an emotional stage with the coaching staff. They didn't seem to have the effort. And I know these guys are all high-profile guys, and you're in LA and you're trying to look cool or whatever. But you still gotta go out there and play, and it just looked like they weren't there to play, really. Like they were just halfway doing it, like they expected it to come to them. And that's where Mike Brown wasn't there to jump them, get on to him. He's too nice of a guy, like I was saying. But as far as new coaches, or who I think the new coach will be, I hadn't even made a list, but I know who they are because I'm been watching all this. The coaching positions that have, or not, how I want to say this, the people that are being considered they're not really being considered because they've not even announced who they are considering, but possibilities of free coaches that everyone's speculating against is Nate McMillan, which he coached the Portland Trailblazers, and I think he's a heck of a coach. Don't get me wrong, because he took the Trailblazers to great success. But I don't know if he's the right person for the job. We got D'Antoni. We had Phil Jackson, Brian Shaw. Who else have I heard? I mean, there's been a lot of names been thrown out, but I'm going to stick to them four right there. We're going to say Nate McMillan, because these are my four probably favorites. Nate McMillan, Brian Shaw, Phil Jackson, and Mike D'Antoni. So I'll break it down. Like I said, Nate McMillan, think he's a really good coach because he took Portland to an extremely high level of play, had them in a good position. I don't understand why they fired him, to be honest with you. I'm surprised he's still without a coaching job because I really do believe he's a good coach. But it is what it is, and you can't. I don't think that you take the risk on him because it's the Lakers. You need that. You need that. When you go from Portland Trailblazers, which have a great following, every game you're at there, they have a great crowd. They have a great fan base, but it's not even a tenth of the size of the LA fan base. So let's move on. Let's go to Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw, obviously, he played for the Lakers. He played in the 2000s with Kobe and Shaq when they won back-to-back. He coached under Phil Jackson as an assistant coach, and he was what many people were thinking was going to be the new coach when Phil Jackson stepped down. They thought Brian Shaw deserved a spot. That's what Kobe wanted. That's what Kobe was wanting, Brian Shaw. Even Shaq came on and said that he would think that Brian Shaw deserved opportunity because he had put in so much work there. He played with some of these guys. He had been an assistant coach with these guys. But in my opinion, I like Brian Shaw. He definitely helped us win championships, but I don't think he's the right guy because how do you give a guy that has never coached control of the Lakers? Now, he played there. He was an assistant coach, but not the coach. You don't give a guy that's never coached a game in his life, as far as being the head coach in the NBA, you don't give him a high-profile job, the highest-profile job in NBA, and one of the highest-profile jobs in sports overall. So I say I don't think he's the one. Now let's go to D'Antoni. I think Mike D'Antoni would be a pretty good choice. And the reason why is obviously him and Steve Nash. They had the best times of their careers together. With D'Antoni coaching Steve Nash, the run and gun Suns, 7 seconds or less, they were entertainment at its finest. They were like Showtime Lakers style. And they had a really good team, but they never made it to the finals with that. So that's the thing that kind of etches me. But you do say, yeah, but because people like to criticize D'Antoni for being a lack of defense, and that's true. The Suns never played defense. You watch their games back then, each team had 100-plus points. I mean, no defense whatsoever. They just outran you. They run and gun. And it makes for exciting basketball. But when you get to the playoffs, it's not about run and gun. The playoffs is a slow-down game, so it doesn't work. That's why it never worked in the playoffs. They never made it to the finals. But I do think there's a possibility that it would work because of Dwight Howard and Pau Gasol. The reason I say that is because the Suns didn't have two big men. Yeah, they had Amari Stoudemire, but he's a small power forward compared to Gasol and Howard. He's not a real center or power forward. He's a small power forward, I would say. He isn't as big. And the reason I'm saying this may work is because if defense is implemented somewhat, you're going to have them two guys down there protecting the paint. You got two 7-footers down there protecting it. and then you have Steve Nash running his offense how he wants it with the pick and roll with Dwight Howard, I think it could possibly work. Now let's go on to the next one, the final one, Phil Jackson. Now I don't like Phil Jackson as probably a person, I guess you could say, because I think he's an arrogant, cocky son of a bitch. But you got to give it to him. That guy knows what the hell he's doing. You don't win 11 championships off of just bullshit. Now, granted, he's had two of the best players to ever play the game on his team with Kobe and Jordan. But you don't. So do all these other teams. They've had excellent players, but none of them have won. So he knows what he's doing. And I think that he's living in Southern California right now. He's healthy. His health issues are gone, which is the reason he wanted to step down, is because he wasn't as healthy as he'd like to have been. And now you have the Lakers with the most, probably the best team that Phil Jackson would have a chance to coach, even though he did coach when they had Gary Payton and Karl Malone, but they were all at the end of their careers. Now you have a fresh team, kind of. I think this job is Phil Jackson's. I want Jackson back because whatever he does, he connects with his players. He sits over there on the bench, never yells, but my God, somehow the players know what he's doing and wanting, and he's a offense or a coach mastermind, the Zen Masters. That's what they call him. But anyways, I hope I have a follow-up on this, and I'll catch you later.